So, gentlemen, how was your expedition?
Oh, it was challenging, but with much help from my friend Sacagawea, we were able to reach our goal and come back successfully. We did gather a lot of information and have great news about our relations with the Native Americans.
Really, and what might that news be?
Well, you would be happy to hear that we were very friendly. When winter arrived, we stayed with the Mandan Indians, who provided us with a place to stay until spring came. Also, before crossing the steep Rockies, we met a lovely young lady, Sacagawea, who helped us through the mountains. When we reached the mountains, we were near Sacagawea's village, and so we met the rest of the group. They were very kind and supplied the rest of our trip with food and horses. Also, the Indians were useful in translating sentences in a process between many people to get back to us in English so we understood it.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, tell me more about Sacagawea.
Sacagawea was a lovely Shoshone Indian who was staying in the Mandan village with us that winter. She knew the region very well, and her village was in the Rockies, so she knew her way around and guided us through them. In spring, when we set out to complete our mission, Sacagawea gathered food, such as vegetables, and advised us where to fish and hunt. She also gathered herbs that contained healing formula for an emergency medical issues. We reached the mountains, where Sacagawea's village was, and met quite a few Shoshone leaders, who invited us to their camp. We got supplies and continued. Sacagawea and the contributions were of much appreciation, and if it weren't for her, we probably wouldn't have survived or just had a much longer and challenging expedition.
What did you find interesting on the western side of Mississippi? What is it like?
There wasn't much when we reached the mountains, but once we crossed over them, the wildlife changed drastically. There were many animals, such as bighorn sheep, running over the many high hills, and there were prickly pear cactus poking us everywhere from our chest to our moccasins. Everything was different there, and so much more wild there than the eastern side of the Mississippi River.
That sounds great, and I am glad to hear of my expectations from you to be achieved, and now we can start to settle west and take control of those lands.
Yes, we too believe that the people will be very satisfied with the conditions out west and will soon be great in population.